as we look towards the future and the playoffs, there's a lot been made this week in terms of potential opponents. Knicks sitting in the third spot at 43-26. Then you have the Pacers, who are 3 games back. You have the Bucks, who are 4 games back of the Knicks, but 1 game back of the Pacers. And then the Pistons are right there, half game back of the Bucks and a game and a half back of the Pacers. So if you had to rank these teams, Ariel, Pacers, Bucks, Pistons, how do you rank those in terms of potential first-round opponents for the Knicks?
So the Pistons are great, and I know that a lot of people, I know the cool thing to say right now is that the Pistons will beat the Knicks in the first round. That's the cool thing to say. That's what the national media wants to say.
Sure.
For the most part, they've never been here before. This is all very new to them. I think we beat them in the first round. I'm not necessarily, I say bring on the Pistons, no problem. And by the way, it hasn't been great against the Pistons this year. We had that one game at the beginning of the year where we blew them out in Detroit, but then they've come to New York twice and it's been awful. But they've been close games. I think we beat the Pistons, and I'd love to beat Tim Hardaway Jr. Yeah, that's right. I said
it. Because his dad's gonna be there, so that's like a double win. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I feel you on that.
The Bucks have Giannis, and when you have a superstar like that, it always kind of makes me nervous. They're not terribly, they're not very intimidating. But you got Giannis, you got Dame. I'd rather not play them. I would love to stick it back to the Pacers. I would love to give them, what they gave us last year, a little revenge, a little humble pie. But I also think, by the way, that the Pacers aren't as bad as people make them out to be. Like they've got some streaky shooters. They've got some players. They've risen to the occasion. And by the way, they're healthier this year than they were last year. They have Benedict. And by the way, this is a pet peeve of mine. It's a French name, so it's Mathurin. It's not Mathurin. It's a French name. It's Mathurin, the pride of Montreal. Benedict Mathurin. You have to say and by the way, it's not Thibodeau. It's Thibodeau. Yeah. It's a French name, Thibodeau. The TH is a T. It's not a th. These things piss me off. By the way, it's not Mark Daignault. It's Mark Dagnon. These are French names.
No one has ever said that. No, no one has ever pronounced his last name like that.
Daignault or
they
something,
say
right?
Daignault. They say Daignault.
No, it's a French name, Dagnon.
Dagnon.
Yeah, it's like the GN is almost like a Y. It's like a Dagnon.
Yeah.
So
like
educate
that,
yourself.
A little French lesson here by Ariel Helwani, man.
But the Thibs one kills me. It's Thibodeau. It's a French name. Thibodeau, Tibbs.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know how I got down that path.
Yeah.
So if I were to rank them, and is one the one I want to, I'll
yes.
take So I'll go Pistons, Pacers, Bucks, and I think that might surprise some people. What do you think?
I'm with you on the Pistons in that, yes, they are the hot team, and they deserve a lot of credit. They deserve a lot of respect. JB Bickerstaff's done a great job. Trajan Langdon's done a great job in bringing those vets, and Cade is certainly on a rocket. He's hitting that superstar stratosphere, so they've been a great story. However, I think they have a lot to prove in the playoffs, from JB Bickerstaff on down to the inexperience of these Pistons, because when it comes to playoff time, that's when experience and star power is going to kick in. And outside of Cade, I don't trust Tobias Harris. I don't trust Timmy. I don't trust Malik Beasley to get it done in big spots. Yeah. They'll be tough. They'll be gritty, that's been their identity all year. And Cade, hey, you get into a tight game, Cade might be able to win it for you. But I think overall, that's where I lean on the Knicks. Their experience, their star power from their front five, with McBride and Mitch coming off the bench, I think they're just going to be way too strong for the Pistons. And Cade has been killing everybody, but I think the one wild card that the Knicks do have is that the adjustment that Tibbs makes in these late game situations is putting OG on the best player. And I do believe that OG will play a factor in neutralizing Cade, or at least limiting him by being physical, using his length, using his anticipation skills to make it very tough on Cade Cunningham. I also don't believe that the Pistons' three-point offense is one that will really bother the Knicks as much as many teams have. Like, a lot of teams have that firepower that can just watch the Knicks out the gym. I don't think the Pistons are that team. So for those reasons, I'm going with them at 1. I'm going to go with the Bucks at 2.
Yeah.
Even though the star power of Giannis and Dame, you can't overlook that. Because as I said, in the playoffs, those things are very important. And Giannis is a guy, he's a game wrecker. He can wreck the game on both ends of the floor. Dame is another clutch player. And however, I think the Knicks still have those advantages against the Bucks, especially when the Bucks are defending, where, how are they going to put Brook Lopez out there against Karl Anthony Towns? The three-point shooting potential of the Knicks when they're at full strength. Do they switch it and go to Portis in those spots? And they've got a little interesting offense now with the additions of Kyle Kuzma, Kevin Porter Jr. The bench has gotten a little bit deeper, but I still think the Knicks can put the Bucks away. The Pacers is interesting, man, because number one, Halliburton he's on a rocket right now. He's playing very, very well. He's averaging 20 and 11 since January. He's been going crazy. Pacers themselves have been going crazy. They're at 24 and 11 since the beginning of the year. So they're vastly improved, and I think the combination of their pace, their offense, and their depth could be an issue for the Knicks. From Halliburton to Siakam, all the guys that they have, plus the three-point shooting big in Miles Turner, I think that could be another problem. Even though I want revenge, I do think that could be another difficult matchup for the Knicks when you factor in their athleticism and their offensive capability. I think that could be a bit of an issue for the Knicks.
Yeah, all three matchups present problems. I don't know, as you said, the Pistons are, I think, a game out. For some reason, I feel, I don't know, there's a part of me that feels like it's going to be the Pistons or the Bucks.
Yeah.
And I agree. Honestly, I think the team that is most talented of the three is the Pacers, or are the Pacers, and I would rather not face a team like that in the first round. They've won before. They've had our number. We always tend to have battles with them as well. None of it is great. And then, of course, to me, it's almost like the bigger question, do you want to play the Cavs in the second round or the Celtics in the second round? If we get to the second round, let's just play that game. I don't know what the answer is there either. Maybe the Cavs because they're a little less experienced.
Cavs.
Right? Cavs?
Yeah, I got to go Cavs. Matchup-wise, even though the Cavs' depth and their shooting ability, matchup-wise, the Boston thing is just when they're the champs. Right?
So you'd rather us be a 4 or 5?
4. I don't care. If we get to 4, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm not dodging anybody, but all I'm saying is if we get to 4, I'm comfortable. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Play the kids, man. Give both champs some minutes. Josh Hart, give him a night off. Let him go home, stay home with the family, play some Fortnite, whatever. They need a reset, man. They need a reset, a mental and physical reset.
I don't think it's coming, though.
No, that's a problem.
It's not coming.
It's not.
So we could say it all we want. He is who he is. He's not going to change his ways.
But the thing is that, from the top down, everybody knows there should be an organizational meeting here.
I know. Is he seeing something about Kolek? How is there no one saying, yo?
I'm sure he does. I don't think his first option is to go to campaign every night. But in a desperate attempt to win.
Is he seeing something that's alarming about Kolek? Because every time I see him play, he's like a freaking bulldog out there. I love him.
Yeah. I don't think. I'd rather him out there just to see what he can do.
Yeah.
But I think the coach knows he's not ready right now.
Yeah. So I'd like to trust that as well. We could say all we want from here, but I'd like to trust that he's seeing things that, he has to think are best for the team. He was playing Huck Porty there. Huck Porty started, right? The game that he got injured, he started.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he did, yeah.
Any word on his comeback?
No, I haven't heard yet.
There hasn't been much.
It was a 1-month recovery, so maybe it's creeping up on playoff time.
If there's a world again, we hardly had JB and Mitch. If there's a world where we have Mitch coming off the bench, we have McBride coming off the bench, and we have Huck Porty coming off the bench. Shamet, he seems to like Shamet, so he's going to give us some minutes.
Yeah, but he's a brick, man.
Yeah, I know. It's
wide
tough.
open threes. He's bricking everything.
It's tough.
Tough, man.